I think it was about 7 or 8 at night, and I was just like, Lord, I want to do something. I know that there's more exciting stuff to be done today, and I just asked Him to use me. And in the midst of this excitement, I was singing a song or something in my car, and on the way, I was just so kind of wrapped up with talking to the Lord that I got lost, and I just had to use the restroom really bad. So I ended up pulling over at this McDonald's, and as soon as I walked up, or as soon as I drove up, I saw this older African American man, and it looked like he may have been homeless, but right then I just really felt like that's the reason that my car had been lost. Like that's the reason that I got off wrong, and I knew that him and I were supposed to meet, and I was kind of there to share what Christ had done in my life. And so I just started talking with him. I asked him if he was a Christian, and he's like, yeah, well, maybe, kind of. And he said, but my nephew was a leader of a gang, and 2 years ago gave his life to Christ, and God changed him and transformed him, and now he's an ordained minister. And he's like, my nephew and my uncle are both preachers, and they're always trying to get me to go to church, but that's not my thing. And so I was just kind of listening to him, and I just kind of started sharing what God had done in my life, and he kind of cut me off. Really wasn't trying to hear the things that I was telling him, and so then he cut me off, and he goes, "Well, can you give me a ride?" And so he lived about 10 minutes down the street with a brother or something like that, and so I said sure, and I had all my studio stuff, all my music stuff in my car, and I asked him if he could help me move it to the back seat so he could sit in front with me. We start driving, and I asked him if he wanted to hear something that I had just done. I had just finished making a song, and he said, "Oh, well, you have it with you. Sure, I'll listen to it." And so I put the CD in, and as we were driving, I kind of turned the music up really loud, and I looked over and I saw little tears come into his eyes, and he asked me to put the song on repeat. And he just listened to it over and over and over again. He said just to turn it up and ask if he could listen to it. And he just listened to it and listened to it. The Lord had told me that I was there for him, but he began to kind of affirm that. And he said, "You don't understand. God sent you to change my life." And he said, he just kept thanking me and thanking me. And he said, he's like, my family has been trying to get me to go to church. They've been trying to get me, and I never want to, and I'll never go. And they've been trying to lead me to Christ. And he's like, but because of you today, I'm giving my life to Christ. And it was just and just to hear that was the most fulfilling thing I could ever imagine. To know that I had the opportunity to change somebody's life. And just one life. It's not about all the masses, but just one life. And that's why I do what I do. There's not a commercial I can get. There's not a movie that I could star in. It's not an amount of millions that I could make that can compare with just seeing one person come to know Jesus.